stole my thunder because my opening line was going to be to say that I'm a midwife. But anyway, unfortunately, I've got very limited time, so that's very, very good for me, so I can fly through it. Just to give you the background, I am a midwife at the Rotunda Hospital, and I've just started the PhD here at NUI Galway. So, move that on there. So basically, I'm just going to run through quickly what I've got planned for the next 4 years. As you can see there, more of the same. So I've got lots to say about the need for recruitment and everything, but everyone's kind of gone through that already, so I won't go through all of that with you now. But just to go on to the reasons why it's really important in pregnancy. Pregnant women as a group have been excluded from research, and that's for many different reasons. Historically, we have things like the thalidomide scandal of the 1950s and 60s, and that's excluded women from drug trials in pregnancy. And that's particularly important because the lack of evidence that we have of drugs in pregnancy mean that many drugs are used in an off-label capacity. And that's a real problem because there are so many pre-existing conditions in pregnancy that we are medicating women for we don't really have information on. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect would be that in pregnancy we've got a particular problem in that we have two people to consider. We've got the pregnant woman and the baby that she's carrying. So it's a different context completely to trials in the normal population. So I'll just go through my paper notes here. So because of this, where am I now? Okay, yeah, so because of this, the woman has got a little bit more to consider than will she just take part in the trial. She has to think about the baby she's carrying and whether any of the trial will have a tetragenic effect on the baby. She has to also think about herself and will she be sacrificing her own situation in order to save the baby. And then there's a third component in that there's a father or a dad involved in the pregnancy. So she's taking into account his considerations as well in whether or not she'll take part in a trial. So these combined factors have led me on to what I'll be doing for my PhD. So it's all about successful recruitment of the pregnant woman into trial, and it's from the perspective of the recruiter. So it's not to say that the woman's view isn't important, and it's something I will look at further maybe as a postdoc. But right now for this, we're looking at the recruiter's experience. So we're looking at the two different types of recruiter. There's the researcher recruiter, and then there's the clinical recruiter. And, is there a difference in who recruits? Also, looking at the intervention, a non-pharmacological compared to a pharmacological intervention, is that going to make a difference in recruitment numbers? And also the context environment, the setting that it's happening in. Is it happening in her antenatal visit, or is it something that she's been recruited to online? Because online is being used more and more for recruitment. So the plan then for the PhD itself is to start with a qualitative evidence and thesis. I've chosen to go this route because I feel it represents the complexities that are involved in recruitment in the most relatable way. And then after that, that will shed light on the development of an exploratory qualitative study. So the methodology of that I'm not sure about at the moment. I was thinking about a grounded theory method, but I've been put off that by a few different people. So any feedback or suggestions is very welcome from the audience. And then that will hopefully lead on to making a good contribution to reducing the waste in research. We've heard lots about research waste, and I think it's really important to keep that in mind when we're doing this, that whatever I'm doing is going to be useful and pragmatic in practice. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'd like to say thank you to Linda, to Declan, and to Katie in Aberdeen, who's also going to be a co-supervisor, and there's my references. Thank you very much.